Hey everyone, welcome back. As you can tell from the background, I'm traveling again. Oddly enough. As mentioned in a couple previous videos, I am down in Alabama for a slingshot tournament. Now, before I get into more details of the shave and the gear and everything else, I do want to remind everybody that this video is brought to you in part by Grown Man Shave. Now, for a 10% discount from Grown Man Shave, you can use the code TheTravelingShaver, which will be listed right here and also in the description below. Go check them out if you haven't checked them out already. Definitely worth giving their shop a view, and you get 10% off. Now, the gear for this evening is, of course, I'm traveling. I'm going to use scents my wife does not like. So, of course, we're the Barrister and Mann Eigengrau. Love this scent. Absolutely love it. So, had to bring it down here with me. And because my wife also hates this scent, I want to use it some more. I also brought Diamond. But the scent this evening is Eigengrau. So I have that whipped up here in my little travel bowl with my Simpsons Trafalgar T1. And, well, I'm sure if I'm gonna use the IBC or the Starling. I don't think I've used the Starling on camera for a minute. I could be wrong. Now, from what I've seen of the Starling, PAA does have, they're working on a prototype right now with stainless steel Starling. Of course, it has aluminum with the V2 plates on it. This is a weird setup because the camera's kind of right in front of where I need to be, but it doesn't look like it's right in front of me. And with my eyesight as bad as it is, I can't shave off my camera. Just actually need to be able to see a little bit. You know, this T1, despite being a small knot and a really small handle, it's perfect for travel. Of course, I have 2 other brushes. I am here for, I think, 5 days. So if you're watching this video, this is going to be a little bit later than when I normally release on Thursday. That's because I worked all day Wednesday. Normally I record on Wednesday. And, you know, upload it and everything. I save it, upload it to YouTube in the raw form, and then go in and put all the stuff in the comments below and all that stuff. So I usually do that Wednesday night and Thursday if I need during lunch break. But my Wednesday went thusly. I worked my full day, got off work around 5 o'clock, a little bit after 5. There's the towel. Went down, had dinner with the family, took the dog for a walk. After took the dog for a walk and got the mail. Came home, the kids got in the bath and everything, and I got in the shower and quickly shaved. Because my wife took me to the airport, my plane, I was mistaken when I originally thought my flight was leaving. I thought I left at 12:30 or 11:30. No, I left at 11:50. Bloop. Passed the UN test. So I left. When I got to the airport, I was there, I had like 3 hours before my flight left. Normally I'm there 2 hours ahead. Because even though I'm not traveling for work anymore, I still have the TSA pre-screen and that stuff. So I was able to get through security super fast. It was Wednesday night. There was no one in line. There was hardly anybody in line at the normal security spots, let alone pre-screen. You know, bloop. So, got through security super fast. Maggie was just on the other side of security. So I had plenty of time. Flight left. Now from Salt Lake to Atlanta is about a 3 3.5 hour flight from wheels up to wheels down, about 3 hours. Now the dumb thing is, because I'm in Alabama, so I had to go from Salt Lake to Atlanta to Alabama. My layover in Atlanta was 3 hours. It's a 3-hour drive. And a half-an-hour flight. Or maybe it's a 2.5-hour drive, something like that. It's super short. I've done it. Because last time I was here for this tournament, back in 2019, my friend picked me up at the airport, stayed at his house, but he's like an hour north of Atlanta. And we left and drove. So we drove to Horse Pens 40, where the tournament is. I think that was the next morning. I can't remember what day I flew. It's been a couple years. So it's not a bad drive. And I contemplated getting a car. Now the organizer of this tournament, as I mentioned in the last video, he did invite me personally. Of course, he's a friend of mine. I've known him for years. So I'm just not like I'm one of the top shooters in the nation, because I'm not even close. But at Tennessee, the organizer of this tournament asked if I was planning on coming to this tournament. I said, I don't know. He said, you should come, basically. Like, I would like it if you were there. So when I talked to him about it, I said, I'm going to fly in. He said, fly in. If you come into Birmingham, or Birmingham, however you pronounce it, I'll pick you up at the airport. You don't even need a car. So that's cost saving already. Now, I originally booked this flight, or this tournament, and got the time off, and I wasn't planning on changing jobs. That kind of came as a surprise. But I had everything off, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna fly in to Birmingham, because my friend in Georgia said he wouldn't be able to pick me up this year. And I was like, dude, that's not even a concern. That's perfectly fine. There's people that can pick me up in Alabama. Not a big deal. So the organizer was originally going to pick me up this morning at the airport in Birmingham, which is an hour away from here. I'm in Gadsden, as I mentioned. Now, a good friend of mine lives here in Alabama, and he was talking to me and said, I'm gonna be driving through. He's like, what time's your flight land? And I said, I land at like 8:15 in the morning. He's like, I'm planning on passing through Birmingham around that time. How would I should pick you up? So then we were talking a little bit, and I said, hey, have you talked to the tournament organizer, Dan, and about this whole thing? So he said, he picked me up. He's like, oh, I haven't. I was like, all right, let me talk to Dan. So I talked to Dan, and I said, hey, Matt has offered to pick me up at the airport. That'll save you a 2-hour round trip. Pick me up at the airport, which, I appreciate the offer, but it's not his way. It's like 10 minutes out of his way to do it. So Matt picked me up this morning at the airport. And I think Dan is going to take me back to the airport on Monday, because I fly home Monday. So this time I flew out Wednesday night. I left at 11:50 p.m. my time. I landed in Alabama at 8:10 a.m. Now I gotta tell you, I do not miss traveling. I don't, surprisingly. I bought a sleep aid at the airport, paid a lot more than I should have for the stupid thing. It's basically a Benadryl, a no-name Benadryl. Ow. Longer hair, my beard got caught. So I took one of those when I got on the plane so I could try to sleep, because I normally don't sleep on planes. It didn't do anything, it didn't work. I figured because it turned on a movie I'd seen numerous times, I could tell where it is in the movie by the sound when I was watching it or listening to it. There were parts that I missed, but not long parts. So I know I slept a little bit at least, but with how much of the movie I did hear, I figure I only got maybe half an hour if I'm lucky. So that was awful. Then my flight from Atlanta to Birmingham was only half an hour. And like I said, I contemplated getting a rental car. But I figured I would sleep on the plane during a red eye. And driving, after having been awake pretty much all night, after working all day, not safe. So I'd use miles to get here. Again, wasn't anticipating the job change. And my friend told me that he'd pick me up. So originally when I booked this, I was supposed to go to Chicago next week. So I was gonna fly to Chicago on Monday. Since they're no longer with that company, I'm not going to Chicago, so I had to book another flight to come home. So when I originally booked it with miles, I booked it one way. And rather than try to cancel it and everything else, which I probably should have done it that way to save miles, and booked a round trip fare, so I just booked another one-way ticket. Probably not the smartest, but you know, it is what it is. So now I leave because again, the gentleman who's organizing this tournament offered to take me to the airport. It's an hour away. I'm leaving early in the morning on Monday because he said it might be more convenient for him. So we're gonna leave the hotel like 7 something in the morning, so I can get to the airport, and I think I'll land in Salt Lake around 5:15. So not too bad. People are gonna start showing up tomorrow. I think Matt, the guy that picked me up at the airport today, he was helping set up the course. I think the woods course and some of the areas were like knockdowns and whatnot. Because I know he said that today was gonna be set up, tomorrow is gonna be a little bit of setup and maybe some plane game practicing a little bit. But I believe the tournament actually starts on Saturday. And you can do it tomorrow, I think. I think you can shoot your rounds tomorrow, and then, or on Saturday, depending on what you want to do. Or on Saturday, sorry, and then kind of go from there. So we'll have to see what happens. I might even train a scorecard this year. Last time I was here, I walked through the woods course. That's the first thing I did. And after the halfway through the woods course, I was done physically. My back was killing me, my hip was killing me. I just couldn't do it. So I withdrew. Didn't shoot any other rounds. I just went to the practice course and shot and hung with one of my best friends that lives in Tennessee. So hung out with him and shot and just had a great time with him and a bunch of other people that were there. And in Tennessee, pretty much did the same thing. That wasn't a tournament though, that was just to get together and hang out and shoot and have a baller weekend, which it was. All right, that was a great shave. Whew. These towels are more fluffy than mine at home. I need new towels at home. But anyway, man, this bowl is not the sterling one. There's no nubs. It's just one I found on Amazon because I didn't like the nubs. Whipped up a really nice lather. Even with the T1, I just got the knot wet, shook it once, worked the lather, added a little bit more water to make sure I had it slick enough, but just saw past the Ewan test. So, little sterling capsule bowl. If you travel regularly, highly recommend this. It has space. Soap was Barrister and Mann's Eigengrau in the Excelsior base. And of course the all metal, chrome, whatever you want to call it, IBC, which is my travel IBC. And the Simpson T1 Trafalgar. So, really good shave. I'm just gonna clean up and everything and try to catch up on some sleep because it's been a long day. Maybe figure came back to the hotel, took a nap for about an hour. So I'm gonna about an hour and a half sleep in 2 days. A little tired. So again, apologize for the delay in getting this released, but if y'all made it this far, I hope you understand why. So thank you guys for tuning in. For these current subscribers, old subscribers, new subscribers, those that aren't subscribed but still watch. Thank y'all, I greatly appreciate it, and I'll catch y'all next time.